We good to go?
Floor is yours, boys. Floor is yours.
All right, welcome back to the Bottle Job podcast. This is a live episode that we're doing today, right after
Yeah,
Matchday
it's chaotic. Very chaotic.
Mad chaotic. The people on TikTok are watching us right now. Hello, TikTok. Thank you for all the support. Hey, we need to start off with
It's been a nuts week, mate.
it's been a crazy week. for us.
Man predicts.
Hey,
viral
I'm
sensation.
man. I'm man today. But look, Toby, you've done well as well.
Mate, we've both been smashing it. It's been a good week, guys. It's been a lovely
100%.
week.
So we're nearly on 10K on TikTok. I think we're on like
We're on like 4.5K on Instagram.
4.5K now.
Yeah, mate. Well, we were on like 300 about 2 days ago.
Bro, that is
gone
crazy.
nuts.
Hey, keep following us on the socials, YouTube. Hey,
YouTube. We need some more subscribers because
Yes.
those numbers are a bit lower than the others.
Exactly.
We
We're on-
need some balance. It looks nicer, doesn't it?
Exactly. We're almost on 10K on TikTok, almost 5K on Instagram. If we can get the YouTube to 1,000, it'll be greatly appreciated.
That'd be lovely.
So go and do it. I'm looking into the phone too much. I need to look into the camera. Okay.
Yeah, we just don't want to be cross-eyed. It's confusing.
Exactly. So we need to start off with the shocks of the tournament because
It's been a
Matchday
good
1,
week, hasn't it?
Matchday 1 has thrown up some spoils and some shitters and some stinkers, to be honest.
There are some games that I've watched and I couldn't tell you a thing that happened already.
Can you tell me what happened between Croatia and Morocco?
Ziyech in the first half did a couple of passes into the box.
Wow.
He
That's
did a couple and I
crazy.
went, yeah, you got a bit of technique about you, Ziyech, but you are frustrating in the second half. It's a disappearing act, I think.
All right, I think we need to start off with the biggest shock of the tournament, the one that probably blew our accounts up.
Mate, you
Saudi
pulled it to a
Arabia
T. We don't do
versus-
predictions on here, do we?
Nah, we don't do predictions.
We do spoilers.
Hey, listen, by the way, if you're watching this and you're asking me to predict who's going to win the World Cup, I do not know. I'm not Nostradamus.
That's a nice way of putting it. I feel like you just don't want to ruin it.
No. I'm up here. I'm good. I'm retiring from that.
Leave on a high.
Absolutely. Zidane, Shawn Michaels, 2010. I'm leaving on a
Yeah,
high.
don't go back for the Saudi one.
About that. We don't remember that much. But listen, Saudi Arabia versus Argentina.
Unbeaten in 36, Argentina, who were about to equal the record, and they somehow, well, I say somehow, that it could have been 3 or 4 before half time, had some people time their runs slightly better, but Saudi Arabia did deploy that offside trap. They were brave. They played an incredibly high line. They were absolutely incredible. It was just mind-blowing, really, wasn't it?
It was unbelievable. That offside trap was like one of the best I've ever seen.
Oh, Klopp looked in envy. It was absolutely mad for Saudi Arabia.
And it was like, it wasn't just them, like, I know we're going to touch on this point later, but it wasn't just the offside trap. Saudi Arabia were pressing Argentina like crazy. And like when Otamendi got the ball, when Romero got the ball, they didn't know what to do with it. It was hot
potato, big
hot
time, man.
potato in that situation. But what was your reaction when that second goal went in?
I couldn't believe it. When it went 1-1, I thought, oh, and I was actually laughing because we're told we're anti-Spurs, but
Yeah.
Romero got roasted, completely roasted, didn't he?
You know when I said Romero was overrated, you looked at me kind of funny. You can see it now. Finally. Thank you.
People were waking up. But yeah, the second goal, I mean, he's just beat about 3 players odd and just puts it in the far corner. I just couldn't believe what I was seeing.
You know what's crazy? You know when we were doing the preview episode for that group, I was actually like, the guy who scored the first goal is the guy who has the horrible record for his team. He barely plays.
Al-Shari.
Yeah. But for Saudi, he has like a crazy record. So now his record is 18 games and 11 goals now. It was
Saudi
70.
Andros Townsend vibes.
Exactly. And then Al-Dosari, the guy I was speaking about, he was my 99
Yeah.
potential. He scored that banger of a goal. He just took out like 3 guys, as you said, brought the ball down, smacked it top bins. But then the goalkeeper as well.
Mate, he had. There was so many individual performances. I was going to say Al Balaye as well at the
Yes.
back. They were like blocking everything. Like
It was like slide tackle on Messi.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
crazy, honestly. But if we're also speaking about crazy goalkeeping performances, we need to move on to another shock of the tournament so far. Japan versus Germany. Now, obviously, it's not to the level of
Yeah,
Saudi Arabia.
Japan, well, as you touched on, they were a very good team. People are aware of how many of the players, was it 20 of 26
Exactly.
are playing
And
Europe?
a third of them play in the Bundesliga.
Yeah, but they got their payback on Germany big time.
Absolutely. That game, I think Germany, they started off well.
They were quite, I mean, possession-wise, they were dominant, especially in that first half. weren't they?
Yeah,
But-
players, like even though I was looking at the stats after the game, like according to we're not going to name any sites because we want to get sponsored, but
Yeah,
according
they're not paying us anything yet.
they're not
so-
paying us anything. But according to the stats websites, Musiala was rated really low.
Right. Well, that's where you watch the game with your eyes,
I
guys.
thought he was unbelievable.
He was Germany's best player by some distance. Wasn't he?
He was unbelievable.
Any bit of joy they had going forward came through Musiala. Off them.
Exactly. And Kai Havertz,
Oh, he did a Kai, he ghosted a bit, and he didn't really do anything.
Go
I
for-
thought. Oh, do you know what I'll say? I thought Kimmich stunk.
oh yeah, he
I thought he really stunk, and he's the player that I don't probably watch enough as much as I should anyway, and he gets a lot of praise, but I thought he was really poor.
I think Gundogan was kind of poor as well. But when he came off,
They lost a lot of threat, didn't they?
exactly, and because
And when
Gundogan-
other players came on, the Japanese substitutes were nuts.
they just subbed on the whole of the Japanese team. Tomiyasu came on,
Matoma.
Matoma.
Minamino. I was shocked that quite a few of them
Minamino.
weren't starting. To
I
be fair.
think his name begins with a D. The guy scores the first goal for Japan.
I'm gonna get it wrong, so we'll
Start-
just say apologies.
The guy who scored the first goal for Japan, he came on, he changed the game. He was running it from midfield. Matoma was basically playing left back.
It might have been Detsu.
No, that's the guy who plays for Celtic.
Right, okay.
Yeah,
We've move on. We got it
let's
wrong.
move on. But look, Japan, that second goal and that went in. He could
The
have.
touch was just immaculate.
It was unbelievable. Like he could have put it in any corner apart from that in the roof of the net.
It was an Aguero special. It was that sort of near post, just smash it, wasn't it?
Absolutely, and obviously, if we touch on Germany and Argentina, are they going to bounce back?
Funny enough, actually, one of those is might have it, but I just want to touch on Germany because we've got the next game is obviously Germany Spain. We'll talk about Spain later, but if they don't win that, they're out. Because in my opinion, Japan beat Costa Rica.
Yeah.
In my opinion, that's happening. So that means if Germany don't beat Spain, which it doesn't look like they will, if you look at those two performances, they're out.
Yeah.
And that's this week. That's literally the next game. So that's crazy, isn't it?
Exactly. I think you touched on them. Spain.
Yeah.
How good were they? I was raving about them on the podcast.
They were. Do you know what? The 2008 to 2012 team would be proud of that performance.
It was genuinely unbelievable. I love watching football like that. It was the triangles. And here's a stat for you. Costa Rica did not have a single shot.
And not even. Yeah, they generated 0 XG.
They had 0 shots on target, 0 XG. You know what it was like? I was watching the match. Every Spain possession was like 4 minutes, their pattern of play. Costa Rica would have the ball for 2 seconds, they'd clear it, and Spain would start another pattern of play for another 4 minutes.
Yeah.
And they'll find their way to the 6-yard box, it'll get cleared, or they'll score, which is unbelievable.
What Luis Enrique does, man. Top coach, isn't he?
Streaming on Twitch now, which is...
Yeah, I actually love that. Like, he's just going to come and flex and just be like, yeah, 7-0. Or 7-0.
Yeah, siete is... well, I can't speak Spanish, but yeah. Spain looked impeccable. But obviously we...
Is it an amalgamation, though, of Costa Rica as well being...
So when I said that on Twitter, I got cooked for it because look, I said Spain were the best team that I saw in the tournament so far.
I didn't think that was controversial. A team wins 7-0 and you say, that's the best team I've seen play.
I said it at 2-0.
Okay. Well, you were ahead of the curve, if anything.
Yeah, I said it at 2-0. But I think people are like, oh, England beat a top 20 team 6-2. Are we really going off world rankings?
I think we need to bin the idea of rankings, don't we? Because there's so many teams I've seen who are... Look at Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia look miles clear of some teams that are a lot higher in the rankings.
Yeah, and like Costa Rica are 31st. Saudi Arabia are 51st. But you will not see it when you look at when you look at them play. And I think the FIFA rankings, it's an amalgamation of the results of the past 5 years or something. That's why Belgium are always knocking about first place.
Oh, God, they reeked, didn't they?
Belgium are horrible.
They reeked. And even De Bruyne reeked. It was the most weird performance I've seen. Most un-De Bruyne performance I think you've seen.
Yeah,
in a long time.
it was a horror show.
Like, he couldn't get a single pass right.
But he got man of the match, and so you can't beat
corruption. That is
you
absolute
can't
corruption.
beat this guy. Genuinely, you can't beat this De Bruyne guy. But Belgium, I have no hopes for them in this tournament. I think.
I think we both said they're going to be our flops of the tournament.
Yeah, Belgium.
Poster.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally talking about flops. Producers nailed that one. He's giving me that line, but yeah, I don't know how that's gone down.
Oh shit! I didn't even see.
Yeah, no, that's what we're talking about.
Oh shit! Well, I was so confused. I was like, "Are we gonna touch on a new segment?" But nah. Yeah, Belgium were just dreadful.
Yeah, Canada deserves something. I know naturally there'll be some comments going, but they won.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did win, but they weren't very good. They didn't give. If I was a fan of Belgium, I wouldn't have a lot of hope after that game.
I want to reference a team, but I don't want to come across as the anti podcast. But it sounded like
Fancy Spurs, okay.
Sounded like listen, I'm not going to speak about
They're a
them.
bit Spurs. Oh, what? The Spurs back line for Belgium?
No. As in the Belgian performance. You know how it's like a false image?
Right, yeah.
Getting battered all game. Reminds you of a certain team.
No, you can take the Spurs out of Belgium. You can't take Belgium. You can't take Belgium out of Spurs.
Nah,
So
forget that.
they got too many Vertongans and Alderweirelds knocking around, haven't they?
Unbelievable. But yeah, I think we also need to touch on the big performances of the week. England.
We were really good.
I think it was amazing.
We were really good to watch. And like you said, obviously there's going to be a lot of criticism of it's just Iran. Anyone could do it against Iran. But Argentina lost to Saudi Arabia. Iran are ranked higher. So that means they're definitely better.
Exactly.
It means they're 31 times better, actually, because obviously the placings. But I thought we were really good and we were impressive. We were creative. We touched on Spurs there in terms of criticism, but this is praise. I saw the Spurs Kane play for England.
Oh, he was unbelievable.
I don't get to see the Spurs Kane play for England. That's why we slag him off.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Harry Kane.
Dropping deep, and it worked.
And the assist, like I think for one of the goals, he just brought the ball down and just killed it.
Yeah.
And found a pass. I think it was for Rashford's goal. Killed the ball in the air. Rashford came on, left foot, bang. I want to touch on my boy.
Yeah, Bukayo Saka, what a performance that was.
It was amazing. I was crying, Loki. I felt like crying.
Proud.
Yeah, I felt like a dad.
proud dad.
I felt like a dad watching Bukayo Saka. It was his first ever World Cup match. Scored 2 goals.
One
First-
of them, lovely
First one
volley,
was a
yeah.
banger. The second one was the Arsenal Saka finish. The way he timed it, the way he came inside, great finish as
Passed
well.
him.
Exactly. And if we touch on the other youngster, Jude Bellingham, your guy.
We could touch on a lot of them, to be honest. Yeah, but Jude was great. I mean, it was a really good header. I thought we talked about Kane in the build-up to Rashford's goal. Kane and Bellingham's little link-up play before Sterling's goal was awesome. And there you are, Sterling. When you're not playing wing-back, you look really good.
You
Which
can't.
was nice to see. It was nice to see as a Chelsea fan, having not seen that Sterling for a while.
Honestly, if you play for Chelsea and you're an attacker,
We put him to wing back, so it's just, yeah, he looked really good as well. Do you know what it was? It was nice seeing Sterling pick up those kind of central spaces, and obviously Kane's dropping deep, so it gives him a lot of space.
I think
good.
if
Even Mace.
yeah,
I thought Mace was good, man.
He was decent.
Naturally, there were still people going, no, he wasn't. But
No.
I thought he was really good.
No,
I thought the midfield, the 2-8s really worked with Rice sat between them, didn't they?
Absolutely. Mason Mount on the half turn, one of the best players in the world.
I'll argue, I don't think there's. Well, not any. I would not say that there are no more than 3 players better on the half turn than Mason.
I know one is Musiala, but Mason Mount on the half turn is.
It is. That is his forte.
He's a dangerous guy, and if you're playing against a team like Iran, where there's not going to be a lot of space in between the lines because they're so compact, Mason Mount's ability to turn on the ball and to really receive the ball from any direction really helps him. And I saw that a lot with Musiala against Japan, but Mason Mount, obviously England won, so we have to speak about him more. But Mason Mount's turning ability really helped England play through the line. So Maguire played a pass into Mount, or Luke Shaw played a pass into Mount, and Mount could swivel, find a pass, and really create space for the other players to create havoc.
That's what he does. It's what he does when he's on form. It's nice to see. But
TikTok, if you're watching this, that was a clip. So if you see that clip very soon, you know.
Yeah, Mace praise.
Exactly.
Get that out there.
Exactly.
But I thought Maguire as well, someone who's obviously always slagged off. He was good.
It was all right.
People will. I know you could the goal, but he couldn't see anything.
He was concussed.
I'm blind. I don't know what happened. Apparently, all of a sudden, he was like, "Yeah, I couldn't see anything, guys."
Is he fine for the next game? I have no idea. Because the next game is technically... Oh, he's fine. Okay.
He's all good. He can see again. But yeah, if he could see a little bit better, maybe it wouldn't have hit the bar from that header as well.
True. But the Mediterranean's finish for that goal off Maguire...
He's another player. It's what he does. He scores goals to him, doesn't he?
It's a dangerous finish.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we touched on England. I think we have to also move to another set of favourites. France.
Uh-huh.
I think
Olivier Giroud.
Wow.
He's level with Henry. What a guy. Although, one thing I will say, a lot of discourse that surrounds Giroud, particularly in the last year or two, as people have started to appreciate him a lot more, is that he's so underrated. He was, and now we're in danger of going the other way.
Other way, yes.
Yeah. I saw yesterday a tweet saying he's better than Zlatan, and I really like Giroud, and I'll back him to the hill, but he doesn't lay Zlatan's
No,
points.
he doesn't. Listen, man.
Great. His CV is immaculate.
Unbelievable. He's a great scorer. No.
Scorer of great goals.
Scorer
but
of
not a great scorer of goals.
Exactly. But look, Olivier Giroud, I'm going to give you your flowers, brother. At Arsenal, I was the one who protected you. I loved you at Arsenal. A lot of people didn't. They say he cost us the Premier League. We were shit. So there was no cost.
Yeah, I always see that the latter half of 2016, or the first half of
Yeah.
2016 rather, but that season.
Yeah, it was so stupid. But yeah, Olivier Giroud's getting a lot of flowers right now, and it's bordering on insanity.
They've sent too many bouquets.
Yeah.
We need to calm down, guys. He's not. Let's just fairly rate him. There's not too much to ask. He's a really good striker in that sort of Dzeko category. That's where he belongs, not with Zlatan. Let's be honest.
Leave him there. Olivier Giroud, good striker. Nothing more than that, please.
Yeah, but he will be etched in France's history, obviously. He will, I'd imagine this tournament
Maybe next game.
Yeah, maybe next game. Although it is odd because didn't score the whole World Cup last time. Scores 2 in his first game this one.
Absolutely. And what I really like is the relationship between Kylian Mbappe and Giroud.
It's developing, isn't it?
I was reading reports today that they're having dinner together.
I heard. They've
They're
been
going
flirting,
swimming together. They're playing PlayStation together.
They've been going sleepovers as well at their parents' houses.
Unbelievable. And I just think that relationship, Mbappe has always asked to be a central or a winger. Because
He doesn't want to be that middle man, does he, at all? He wants to play off of someone.
Exactly. In an Instagram story after a draw against Reims earlier on in the season,
yeah.
he called himself Pivot Gang because he was having to make runs for Neymar and Messi. But when it's Giroud,
You're playing with a wall. It's perfect.
Mbappe could just find Giroud, road run into the space, and Mbappe could cause damage.
Yeah, Mbappe was having fun that game, wasn't he? I know he did miss a sitter, but that side, I thought it was a pretty magnificent performance.
Where would you rank a wing partnership of Ousmane Dembele and Kylian Mbappe?
Top one.
I think so too.
Like, okay, name one better.
Saka and Sterling. No, I can't.
Yeah, but like that's a good one. But
Yeah.
even, today watching Vinicius and Rafinha, like that's really good. It's not Mbappe and Dembele. But I don't know how you improve on that, to be honest.
So I know earlier on in the podcast, we predicted something completely wrong. So I had to get
We don't do wrong predictions around here.
I do. Stop messaging me for predictions. I do not know. Yeah, I just do my
I
research.
saw people saying like, when am I not gonna be single? And they were atting you in the comments.
Just leave me alone, please. But nah, I think we predicted Denmark to finish first.
We did. I'd like to revise that one, I think. We were joking, all right? We were just joking. Just messing
We
around.
don't know actually because they play each other.
They do. I just really wasn't impressed by Denmark, to be honest.
Nah, they were bad because Tunisia, they should have won that game.
Yeah.
Because that chip with that save from Kasper Schmeichel, Denmark had some chances, but I think Tunisia should have with the team that came away that were upset with the result.
Yeah, I agree. But it was a bit of a snoozy 0-0, wasn't it?
No, to be fair, out of the 0-0,
Out of the 0-0, was that the
it was
winner?
one of the better ones.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was one of the better ones.
Generous.
Because we've had a lot of stinkers. We've had the
It's either
upsets.
been good games or stinkers, to be honest.
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. That's
I'm trying to think. We had USA, Wales. We could touch on that. That was all right. Bale did another big moment.
Yeah.
Kind of cool.
Did nothing, just turned up for the penalty.
Yeah.
Other than that, were there any fun games apart from any upsets?
Today, Portugal versus Ghana was fun.
Yeah, that was a great
Let's
game.
touch
But
on
I
that.
completely forgot about that match.
Yeah, it's
that
very
game
recent.
that game was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, Ronaldo, first man to ever score at 5 World Cups. That's
What a
pretty
record.
nuts, isn't it?
What a record. Cristiano Ronaldo, you are the guy. You are that guy, bro.
I'm a bit gutted it wasn't the goal that was ruled out because that was a better goal and I thought it was very weak to rule out.
Absolutely.
And the pen was never a pen. That was shambolic. I thought he completely dived.
Look, I thought it wasn't a pen either, but it's not going to be overturned by VAR. And that penalty was great. You know, Ronaldo for that celebration, I touched on it in one of my videos. He was so excited that he didn't complete the suit.
Yeah, it seemed like a weak suit.
Yeah, he was just over the he couldn't believe that he scored.
There was a better suit in the game. But we'll get to that in a second.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but what I couldn't understand, mate, this could be one of the worst tactical decisions I'd say the whole tournament was taking off their key player. His name's just gone.
Kudus.
Yeah, Kudus. Kudus being taken off after just setting up the goal and easily being their best outlet. And they went, yeah, you need to get off, mate. I couldn't understand that in the slightest.
Anytime that Kudus got the ball, Ruben Diaz was scared. He was so the guy would just start running at him,
quaking.
and Ruben Diaz just backing off him. Even for the first goal,
Yeah.
he ran off Ruben Diaz for the cross into Ayew. And by the way, Andre Ayew stunk it up.
This is what they do.
This is what they stunk up the whole match. But he just turned up.
He got a goal, but then he was sort of celebrating with the subs as he was coming off. And while that was happening, he sort of looked up and started crying and realised that they were going 2-1 up.
But for me, I have to touch on the complete man of the match, Bruno.
Yeah.
Bruno Fernandes.
They did a De Bruyne, They gave it to Ronaldo. which is a joke because I'm not gonna lie.
Did
I
they
know
give it to Ronaldo?
Yeah, they gave it to Ronaldo.
Oh, that's a joke.
This is a
Bruno
big
was
PR World Cup, isn't it?
Bruno's passes, especially for the second
third goal,
for the third goal. Rafa Leao, that was my favorite goal of the tournament. Like, not
Yeah,
him.
that was very nice.
I just maybe because I'm an Arsenal fan and that's a finish that I've seen over the years, but that
It was Henri vibes.
Leao finish was so beautiful, right into the bottom corner.
Have you seen the picture of it? He's actually smiling prior to the goal coming about. When Bruno plays that pass, he knows the way of pass is perfect.
Amazing.
And you can just see Leao just smiling away before he tucks it home.
Such
It's
a
mad.
beautiful goal. He needs to come to the Premier League very soon. Hopefully not to Chelsea. Hopefully.
Yeah, we'll make you shit, Leao.
it would be a wing back for you guys.
Yeah, but right at the end, they did make it 3-2. And the guy, he did one of these. He did I can't remember what's Ronaldo's new celebration. He did a bit of that.
Yeah.
And then followed it with a Sue. Mate, wake up.
Like, funny enough, speaking of Giroud did that a few years ago against Bournemouth.
Scorpion kick, yeah.
Like, to give you guys context, what happened was we were 3-0 down against Bournemouth. We just equalized 3-3 in like the 91st minute. We still had like 7 minutes of added time. Drew started doing his scorpion kick celebration. What an idiot. And that was another one.
Yeah, this guy's topped it. I mean, losing when you have time and just, he decided to sue, wanted to rub it into Ronaldo.
It also reminds me of, you remember when Dan James scored his first goal?
Yeah, oh my God, that's one of the best.
Rashford were yanking him back.
He's just giving it this. And it's like 1-1 at home to, I don't even know.
Crystal Palace.
Yeah, 1-1 at home to Palace, folding his arms.
It was so stupid, but yeah. But also, we have to touch on the last second.
Oh my God. My 99 potential, Diego Costa almost had an absolute disaster, didn't it?
So what happened was Diego Costa placed the ball down. He was ready to take a goal kick. He didn't realize Iñaki Williams was right behind him. Iñaki Williams spun around.
Slipped, man.
Slipped in the final moment. Imagine that winning. How crazy that would have been.
Oh, it would have been nuts. I don't even know. I was going to say, I wonder how fuming Ronaldo would have looked on the sideline, but his face doesn't really move these days.
No.
He's had a lot of work.
Yeah. But, yeah, man. So how do you think Portugal are going to do? Because
we know they got the Stegosaurus on the sideline, so
Absolutely.
I don't know how well they're going to be doing.
that man is a prime of football. That first half that we saw was diabolical.
They got so many good options, Portugal, but they just haven't got the right guy to put them all together piece-wise, have they? And even the defence, I'll be real. Cancelo, I used to kind of think, let's either full-back or good. He's a left-back.
Yeah.
Because he kind of comes into midfield a lot better. On the right, I'm not really sure.
Absolutely, absolutely. But look, I think we need to touch on certain bits because
There were some big moments in this tournament, weren't there?
one of the nicest moments that we took out from this tournament was actually Japan
Yeah.
and how they were cleaning up after themselves. Even the
Not
fans,
just the fans, but the players as well. It shows the culture, doesn't
it
it?
shows real humility because look, they can just trash the room, they can just trash everything, but it shows. But like the way that they play is also how they are as people, if you understand what I mean. Like hardworking, and even after the game, they cleaned up everything. They folded up all the bibs.
Yeah, their performance was actually almost a reflection of their culture and just how like team orientated it was, wasn't it? I mean, did you see the origami figures they created as well?
They actually,
Yeah, as like a mark of respect.
that's amazing.
Yeah, it's really
Honestly,
lovely.
That's amazing. But I think we need to touch on this because we have been predicting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I've had a lot of people ask me who they're going to marry. I've had my Insta request, my phone actually just froze. Out of the Insta request I got, the betting. Listen, I'm Muslim.
Yeah,
I don't
I saw you
bet.
getting accused of betting. I was thinking, I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm Muslim. I don't bet.
You would have won a lot, but
I'll-
yeah.
A lot of money. I would have put a deposit down on a mortgage. I had requests for like,
All sorts of spoil. They know we do.
is my
spoilers
kid
around
going to go
here.
to university?
Yeah.
Crazy stuff. But we have a section on the podcast called 20-second vision where we predict stuff in under 20 seconds. So the producer of the show is about to give us a button right now. Thank you so much, producer of the show. Toby, you have 20 seconds to predict the wackiest stories of Matchday 2. If you can, it's a hard one. I can give you some games. England, USA. You know what? England, USA, 20 seconds because it is Thanksgiving today. Shout out to my Americans. Do you have a prediction for the game? Your time starts in 3,
I'm just hoping it just
2,
flows.
1.
Right, England versus USA tomorrow, and we're going to all eat barbecue. And by barbecue, I mean their team is going to get barbecued. We are going to absolutely smash the US of A. I'm sorry to say. Yeah, I know you guys are excited. Played all right against Wales, did let in a goal. But England, we're on a different level at the moment. I'm in full delusion mode. It's coming home, and it's coming home with a 7-0 win. We're repeating Spain's feat just to show them the levels. Yeah, 7-0 against the US. Drink it in.
Please, I hope that prediction comes true. I hope it comes
If
true.
we smash them by 7.
Oh, you might as well put a bet on it whilst you're...
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm more interested in your predictions, to be fair, though. Man predicts.
No. Listen, I'm going to get this completely wrong. But I'm actually going to predict what's going to happen between Spain and Germany. My time starts in 3, 2, 1. Spain versus Germany is going to be a battering. Spain will control the park against Germany, but Spain have a lot of incision. Marco Asensio is going to have a great game against Germany. Morata is going to turn up, have a decent game off the bench. I just think Spain are going to go all the way to at least the semi-finals of this tournament. I think they're that good. And Spain, don't let me down, brothers. I have a lot of Insta requests asking me for something else. Please, Spain. All right.
I like it.
I think Spain are going to cook Germany. I'm really I believe in it.
If you look at both those performances, it's not hard to see why.
I think what Spain have that Germany don't is a spine, a real spine. Because Spain, their attacking lineup, like I suggested it before the tournament, people think...
Well, Gary Neville thought there's no goals.
You have a lot of it. If you have the pass masters and you have players that know how to run in behind it, Ferran Torres, Dani Olmo, Ansu Fati, Nico Williams, Alvaro Morata, them players could cause havoc to the German back line because we've seen they're shaky, the German back line. They leave such a high line in behind. Ferran Torres, we've seen how good he is for Enrique. I think he's going to do damage or have a good game at least.
It's a very interesting matchup. I mean, it's that midfield for me. It feels like I'm sort of watching future Xavi and Iniesta. I know that's quite a simple way of looking at it, obviously with Gavi and Pedri, but they do sort of feel like that a bit in terms of mould. And I really respect Luis Enrique as a coach. I like the boldness of going with those options. When you think how phenomenal Thiago's been at Liverpool, and he didn't even bring him. I mean, Tomiyasu was shocked. I don't know if you saw the interview. Tomiyasu was sort of like, Thiago? He's not there?
He couldn't believe it.
Yeah, he couldn't believe it. And it is a mad decision, but it just shows, how the belief he has in these young players. And you can see them really excelling. And I thought it was interesting playing Rodri as a centre-back.
Yes.
Just obviously he's good on the ball, and we know that.
Yeah, and I think because Spain played Costa Rica, I think because the game was in front of them, I think Rodri looked even better than what he is at centre-back. I think
even as played he looked pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. But turning back, I think that might... But I think Rodri has more athleticism than Eric Garcia, Pau Torres, because he plays in the Premier League. But I think we need to move on to a new segment because...
Yeah, we've got a brand new segment, guys.
Do you want to introduce it?
It is. It's Top Bin in the Bin. So Top Bin meaning one of the best things that's been going on throughout the week. And in the bin meaning it's been absolutely shite. So who would you put in your top bin or in the bin this tournament?
All right, my top bin, I'll do one player and one team.
Okay.
I think that's a good way to do it. All right. So we have a lot of players to pick. Oh my God, there's a team we'd even touch on. Brazil.
Oh, we'll get around to it. We'll get
around to Brazil. But I think my top bin, Richarlison has to be up there. I think Richarlison versus...
Different animal for Brazil, isn't it?
He is so good for Brazil. I think that finish for the second goal...
Outstanding.
It was unbelievable. If you guys haven't seen it, he basically controlled it in the air, flicked it up for himself, a bicycle kick.
I'd like to have seen more chicken dancing, to be fair.
Yeah, there was not enough dancing for me. It was too much passion.
Yeah, they were very excited. It would Serbia a tough team to beat.
It's true.
A bit too gassed.
Yeah, there was too much passion in there. I think we also touch on players like Saka, Bellingham. I think Mbappe should be there. Giroud should be there. A lot of players that could fit into the elite cap.
Mate, it's been a good week for a lot of footballers this week, isn't it?
But in the bin, who do you think?
I was actually going to say Robert Lewandowski. You are in the bin. You are in the bin. Time to do it, pal. Time to do it on the big stage. And you had your chance, but we know the powers of Ochoa. We know the powers of Ochoa around here. He couldn't beat him. Can't do anything. I think you're in the bin.
Yeah,
he's in the bin for me.
That's not a bad shout. Do you have any teams in mind?
I wouldn't have a team. I'd say in the bin
because it's too easy to.
But I do have something I want to put in the top bin, and that is the added time this tournament. I'm a big fan of the added time, to be honest, mate.
I agree.
I have to admit, I'm usually one that's an advocate of the dark arts.
Yeah.
You know, if I was in Harry Potter, I'd be in Slytherin. I'm that kind of guy. I like Atletico Madrid, but in terms of an incentive to eradicate, killing time, wasting time, all those kind of antics, I think this is great because by adding all that time, it kind of makes eventually players and teams will realise it's not really doing anything by killing time because I'm just getting 20 minutes added on at the end of the game. I think it's a really good thing they've added in here.
I think we've seen it a lot in La Liga this season. I think Atletico Madrid, they have scored so many late goals this season. It'll be 90 plus 7, 90 plus 9. I think we're going to see something like that this tournament, like a crazy last-minute goal in the 99th minute. And I think I really agree with that. I think when we look at the additional time, it's not... Obviously, it benefits the bigger sides because they can play for longer, break teams down for longer. But also, it just benefits us as viewers.
Agreed, man. I remember seeing the figures for the amount of time the ball's in play, and it's so much lower than you'd think it would be. Okay, you'd think maybe 80 or 70 or something. It's like, it's in the 50s and 60s. It's like high 60s mean it's been a good game. There hasn't been much, time killed. So it's crazy, and I think it's a good thing to add on.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think that was less of a controversial take. We have the section of the podcast that we like to call Avits, where we have a controversial take.
Yeah, we try not to be cancelled for it.
Yeah, we try not to be cancelled. There's usually...
But we are live, so it might happen.
I'm going to start swearing at... but yeah, we usually have a jingle in this part, so I'll do the jingle. Do. All right.
That was a lovely jingle.
Thank you.
We need to just reuse that. Let's just splice that in. Edit that in. Just do. Nice.
Thank you. Okay. Do you have a controversial take for what is going to happen in this tournament?
I think I do, yeah. So we had a magnificent win from Saudi Arabia. I think that was needed for Argentina. I think it was needed, and it might be one of the key ingredients to the recipe that means that Lionel Messi wins the World Cup. Spain, they had to deal with an L at the start of the World Cup in 2010. It does happen. Doesn't mean you're necessarily going to win it, but it doesn't mean necessarily you're not going to win it either. I think it was a wake-up call after going on such a good run. Perhaps they went into that game a bit cocky, a bit arrogant, we are Argentina, we'll walk over these. And they didn't. They got bullied, to be honest, and they deservedly lost. And I think that could sort of... Not that there shouldn't be a fire in particularly Messi's belly going into this tournament, but I feel like that will really incinerate them and it will really get them going for the next few games. And I think they'll go far in this tournament. It's a necessary part for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that Argentina game, I think the balance was all wrong. I think that midfield, it lacked runners. I think Papu Gomez...
Get our man Enzo Fernandez on.
He used to play. I think I made a video on Alexis McAllister. I think he's a top midfielder. I think...
Rodrigo de Paul really is just a bouncer, man.
You see it, right? Guys, everywhere Messi goes, he's just following him. And the Herrera style.
Yeah, literally.
But, okay, my controversial take. Germany are going to get bounced from the group stage. It's not so much of a controversial take.
No, I agree. The biggest... If Japan had looked a bit fluky... You'd say, nah, they might be all right. Yeah. Well, Japan will beat Costa Rica.
I think so.
And that means Germany have to win the next two games.
And I don't think they will.
And
they'll beat Costa Rica.
That Spain-Germany game should be a really good game. Should be the game of the week, I think.
I am so excited for that game. I think Spain have too much for Germany. Watch how I get this prediction completely wrong. Oh, we're getting some prizes from TikTok.
Guy, you flirt.
Hey, stop it, man. Stop it. I'm blushing. But nah, I think Germany are going to get bounced off again in the group.
But that means it's back-to-back World Cups after winning the prior World Cup.
Absolutely.
That's absolutely mad.
This World Cup curse doubled. Yeah, so
they've taken away France's World Cup curse and just sort of taken it on themselves. Be like, fuck it, we'll take the rap for both. Let's go for that.
Exactly. So look, Spain are going to beat Germany. Germany are going to have 0 points from 3 games. If Costa Rica somehow beat Japan, which is going to be an unlikely...
Oh, no, they stank. Do you reckon they're the worst you've seen?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, because I did tip someone to be the worst we'd see, the worst hosts, and they all laughed at me. Yeah. I even got accused of actually having a racial motivation for why I thought Qatar was shit. No, look, lads, I just thought they were shit. And as you saw against Ecuador, they weren't very good. So that's one game down. No goals, no points. 2 games to go.
We're nearly there.
I can join you. We'll have Man Predicts too.
Bad Predicts. I can't wait for it. If you guys don't know that joke, Puberty posted my prediction about Saudi Arabia.
Just dying. Yeah, the caption is just Man Predicts. And there's a little nice thumbnail of you in the corner.
So funny. Didn't even make sense. Hey, Kit, was it Kit that did it? Or was it James? I don't know.
I think so.
Yeah, it was Kit. All right, love you, Kit. But yeah, yeah, I think Germany getting bounced. Qatar, we might get.
Yeah, man. Like the event's been good so far. I mean, apparently all these aircon seats are absolutely mind blowing.
Really?
Oh yeah, I've seen fans out there have been saying like it's quite nuts sitting in a seat that's got aircon.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's quite.
That's amazing because Saudi do want to host the 2030 World Cup.
Yeah.
And imagine that happens.
Yeah, that would be interesting. I saw today Ronaldo's had links to
Yes,
Saudi
and
club.
Messi.
Mm.
But yeah, I think that's a conversation for another moment. I think we need to quickly touch on Brazil because
Yeah,
the
we
fans
do.
are going to get to us. Brazil were good today.
They were. I love watching Thiago Silva. I always do. He made a really good defense splitting pass at one point.
Absolutely.
I thought Vinny was more the man than Neymar a bit
Yes.
at times this game, wasn't it? I thought,
Neymar was just getting hacked, to be honest.
yeah, it was a big kicking session on Neymar. But they're a decent side, Serbia. That Serbia-Switzerland game will be another really good game, to be honest. Because that would.
I don't know if they're playing next.
I think that's third. Yeah.
No, I think that's the last game.
That's what I mean. Is in like the
Yeah,
third
yeah,
group.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So that will be a real group decider of who goes through with Brazil. You'd imagine.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think there were certain players that can really stand out from the game. Like I said, Richarlison was really good.
Yeah.
You
Vinny.
said Vinny was really good. There was
Rafinha. Wasteful, wasn't he?
Wasteful.
Wasteful.
There was a man that came off the bench. I couldn't believe it. Gabriel Martinelli, we made it off the bench.
Proud moment.
It was, I couldn't believe it. Because Brazil have like a wad of attackers. They've
Yeah.
got so many.
Yeah, I mean, and ahead of the Beyblade. Beyblade didn't come on, did he?
No, he did.
Oh, he did come on, rather.
He came off
Not-
at Neymar. I think Neymar just pulled up injured. But yeah, Martinelli, he was actually looking decent off the bench. And I think we're going to see that more often, like bringing on
Apparently, he's been
Martinelli.
really impressing in training. I saw some
Exactly.
clips.
So if we can make it to the at least the second sub off the bench, I call that a winning World Cup for Brazil.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise you, would it? They looked very good, and like I said, it was hard opposition. So if they'd had a Costa Rica, maybe you'd have seen even more of a fun game.
Yeah, absolutely. So we just rounded up match day 1. If you guys like this video, if you guys are liking on the TikTok, keep spamming those likes. If you like this video, please, we're asking you to subscribe.
Yeah, hit that subscribe button, guys.
TikTok as
Climb
well. If
those
you're watching
numbers.
this, get to the YouTube and subscribe because we want
All
to
of you move across.
we want to hit 1,000 subscribers before match day 3. I don't think we will, but that's a good target for us to have.
Yeah, I was gonna say we could try and blackmail them, but I don't think that's.
Please. Nah, I'm joking. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this video.
Before you round up,
Oh.
get some more man predicts.
No,
Okay, yeah, well, yeah.
I have
let's
nothing.
Go bold. I'm gonna go bold.
You guys are ruining my legacy. I wanted to retire on a high. We were just asked to predict some crazy stuff. I've got nothing, honestly.
I'm just trying to. Okay, what's the biggest sort of game which is a bit of an underdog? Because we've had a few underdog games this tournament, but like you said, Spain playing Germany, so kind of eliminates. Who have France got?
Oh, we should have done our research.
I've said 7-0 England USA.
Yeah, that's
pretty bold.
that's a
USA
man
were quite
predicts right
good.
there. Come on. Tunisia, they can get something from France. I think Tunisia are a team that's super defensive. They could, in the key moments, they could strike. They might not have as much quality going forward, but who knows? They might get something from the game. That's a big guess, bold shout. I've just ruined my legacy. Fun while
Yeah,
it
it's up
lasted.
in smoke.
Yeah, it was fun while it lasted.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of what some of the games are that could have a bit of a potential. I just feel like in the first game week, you're going to get more of those because there are teams caught off guard where they go into the game and think it's one of the piss teams, and they turn up and don't expect how on it they're going to be.
Or like we could talk about Qatar, Netherlands.
There's not going to be a shock.
I'm sorry.
Zero goals again.
I try my
Zero
best.
points.
I try my best.
They were awful, man.
Oh, it was so bad.
They were
Against
really bad.
Ecuador, a decent team as well.
Ecuador were. I think they were a bit of a surprise to some. I
Yeah.
think people thought Qatar would do well because it is their tournament, but no, I thought Ecuador, if anything, might finish ahead of Senegal.
Yeah, they could.
I wouldn't surprise me
Yeah.
because Senegal apparently they're dropping Mendy.
Yes.
Oh mate, he just doesn't.
Bro, is everyone that's associated to Chelsea just a stinker right now? Apart from Sterling.
Sterling and Mount, they're doing all right.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's just sad watching Mendy, to be honest, at the moment. It was really poor because they didn't deserve to lose that game, Senegal.
Yeah,
I don't think they were bad at all.
Facts. But yeah, listen, producer behind the camera, I do not have any more man predicts. I want to.
Said Brazil will win the World Cup. What do you think about that?
That's not really a crazy take.
I think they're favourites with bookies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's not really
Yeah.
something I could like get behind.
Yeah.
I'll take it over from you. I think they're going to be the man predicts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah, get your
guys,
man predicts in the comments on YouTube. Get them on the YouTube comments and hit subscribe.
Yeah, and what we'll do is we'll answer it in the next video. So if you guys have any controversial takes, listen, we're a podcast of controversial people, I think.
Yeah, I mean we're good people. But controversial takes, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, people of controversy.
Yeah.
Yes, okay. So if you have them, we'll answer it in the next video. And that's pretty much it. I've been Rimedi.
I've been Toby.
I will catch you very, very soon. We'll catch you on Monday for the next episode.
Next live one, yeah.
Absolutely. So take care, guys. Peace out.
In a bit.